Hey everyone, welcome to the Woke PC podcast. Today we are talking about a really interesting take on ChatGPT, which Amit, you have made AmitGPT out of it. So let's start with when ChatGPT came into existence and started growing. People did a lot of other use cases and started using in many different ways. What prompted you to take it into this direction where you have made it your own chat with the GPT?
Yeah, I think that's kind of where it'll go, with
Mm.
knowledge as a queryable, chattable, you know, interface. So I
Okay.
think everyone will have their own versions of GPT, right?
Mm.
Because if I want to contact you and I have a lot of questions, I can look at your website, right? Or I can
Yeah.
Google
Mm.
you, right? And
Mm.
now I can chat with your bot that you will prepare for me, right? Because
Mm.
you want the bot to answer all the major questions that you might consider relevant and important and things like that, right?
Mm. Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's really what it is. Overall, we want our bots to do more for us, like our agents,
Mm.
and
Mm.
then if you want a real person, then you can have the option to contact the real person,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So that's really what it is. I mean, GPT is just I call it that, but it's
Mm.
really just there's quite a few services out there which can
Mm.
offer this type of a thing. Now everyone's building layers on top of the existing LLMs, and
Yeah.
so having that LLM inside your business environment is going to
Mm.
be important, right?
Mm.
Because you want that knowledge and your conversational interface to be there,
Yeah.
right?
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That.
I think people come to Awake and they have all these different conversations, they have questions, they want to understand so many things, and not everything
Mm.
is answered right away.
Yeah.
There's tons of questions that keep coming up, and there's lots of ideas and strategies, and it's in an
Mm.
innovation type of a environment, right? So
Yeah.
I think being able to chat with Amit GPT is, as we
Mm.
have started doing now, I've started to use this as a almost like a brainstorming aid in
Mm.
meetings when we have, to discuss new projects or new, approaches, or want to close an existing person to launch a new network or anything like that,
Mm.
to really
Mm.
help them see what ShopType can do for their business and ask those
Mm.
questions live so that they
Mm.
can easily come back and also do the same whenever they want is
Yeah.
really, really, really powerful. And I also like to send, the conversation later
Mm.
as a little, note. It may be several pages worth, but it's
Mm.
quite effective to,
Yeah.
capture the conversation and so many ideas that were generated.
Yeah, and it's very extensive. I mean, like it answers into great details. It's not just the surfacey answers, or it's not just one liners, two liners. It addresses the query into like great details uh, as close as you would have in if somebody is asking you that question in person. How much time does it took you, or how much content it took you to actually train it to answer in this
Yeah,
manner?
so I think you can imagine over the last 4 years, we've been creating tons of content, right? Like we've
Mm,
written
yeah.
lots of stuff. We have tons of blogs,
Mm,
books, videos,
mm.
all that. So I put everything into it, right? So right now, I've
Okay.
still not put everything, but I put probably like 90% of everything.
Mm.
Um, it's over 1.5 million words.
Wow.
So it's a lot of text
Yeah,
that's gone
that's a
into it.
scale. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big scale, and it would need it. I'm speculating that any if you want the bot to respond as close as a person would with all the information, with all the knowledge, it would need that much training, or it would need that much data to go into it so that it can comprehend things properly and answer in a way that it makes sense. Otherwise, sometimes it's just not with this, but if you go online and try to do this, it's sometimes a sort of rubbish comes up, just
Yes. So
one
you
the
have
same
to,
thing repeated. Yeah.
yeah, you got to train it on your,
Mm.
core data, right? You have
Yeah.
to train it on what you want it to specialize on, right? And so we have plenty of content, and we have plenty of explanations and lots of, and in this particular bot, it has actually combined knowledge of, I guess, see, meditation and a lot of these, spiritual stuff you can think of as, I don't think of it as spiritual, right? Like my journey was just analytical, contemplative and understanding driven, which is a knowledge, knowledge principle.
Yeah.
Right. So once you understand knowledge, then you can really leverage these tools. Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's where the blogs and the content that you have written over the last 4 years sort of gave you or gave the bot a deep insight, a deep insider's look into what it is, and where you can drive your answers or answer the queries, and think about it. What do you think is going to be the next step for AmitGPT? What's
So we're
next?
talking to the thing, and we are going to. So already it has the concept of some sort of monetization. I've added the new things where you have to pay to be a member.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be able to sign up for paid memberships like $20-$30 a month to if you want to continuously have access and all that. That's number one. Easy enough. Just to test, right? Not that that's how we want to do it, but I think it has value, so it's worth doing that.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The
It
second
definitely
is
has.
it has the ability to prompt, different links. So if we might, train it to, encourage you to sign up on Awake Ventures, for example. Right. So
Okay.
every once in a while, it'll say, by the way, you should sign up on Awake Ventures, and it'll use a trackable co-seller link to do that. So it will either earn money for my account or its own account, actually. So AmitGPT will have its own shop type account, and it allows it to earn money as a co-seller. Right. So it has its own account of people and network and all that.
Similar to like we were talking about the avatars and who would become. So this could also be one of those avatars or one of those personas where it has its own
yes, it reflects
monetization.
mine, but it's so it's my avatar, and so it will have its own wallet, separate wallet, that I own, but it owns. I mean, it's assigned to it, so that we can really track precisely what is happening with its engagement, and what it costs us. We know now. We know what it generates specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing. I think with bots, there is a lot of implementation on support side. There's a lot of implementation as you're answering questions, support, queries, and all of that. But when you're adding a monetization layer, then it goes to another level. You have a
Absolutely. So the first tier of paid access will just be questions and that whole thing better, right? And the next tier will actually be an integration into shop type network operator. So it will basically help you run your network. So it will know your network stats. It will be able to pull the data from shop type and essentially tell you that, hey, here are the things you should be doing, right? These are the people who did things, do more here, and everything that we talk about the real world, it can also do that.
Wow. So like way more personalized to people's use case, or
so if you configure it to your own network, it can act like a co-pilot for your business.
Wow. That's like a co-founder. You found a you found a co-founder.
It's a co-founder. That's a good idea. That's a good point. We should call it it's co-pilot, but we should call it a co-founder AI. I think that's a really cool idea, actually. I'm gonna try that out. Yeah, I'm gonna see whether we have some how I think in domain names. So let's see what's available, right? Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. That's so cool, Amit. I mean, can't wait. I've been anyways chatting with AmitGPT. We'll also put up the link in the description of this video so that other people can also access, and
Yeah.
Have fun with it, or ask as many questions as possible, because I think there are tons of questions to be asked about Awake, about shop type, or whatever it is.
About everything
Thanks,
we're
Amit.
doing. So yeah.
Yeah, about everything. Thanks, Amit. Thanks so much.